Today we're going to take a look at a new feature for NCAA 14 that's gone pretty much unnoticed by everyone that I've spoken with so far. So if we take a look at the play art, we're going to see a Michigan banner across the top of the screen. Well, from everyone I've talked to so far, pretty much nobody even noticed that it says select a receiver to view breakdown. And even if they saw that, they just pretty much ignored it because nobody's used to that being in the game. So if we just actually press the RT button on Xbox, we can get the same menu popping up. Let's press the X button to see what it does. So here we see speed of 5, height is -2, release is -10, and route running is -6. So an early thought might be that these are on the field ratings to give you an idea of how good your player is. Instead of showing like a 95 speed or a release rating of an 87 or route running of a 72. It's just giving you different types of ratings so you can have an idea of how good your player is. Well, that's actually not the case. What it is doing is it's giving us a breakdown of what our receivers like matched up against the corner that's playing against them. So this is a huge advantage for the offense. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the depth chart. Now I used Michigan versus Michigan on purpose just to make things easy so you guys can get an understanding. Let's first take a look at height. So wide receiver number 1 is 5'8", and wide receiver number 2 is 6'2". Then we go to cornerback. Let's take a look at the height of our cornerbacks. So cornerback number 1 is 5'10", and cornerback number 2 is 5'10". Okay, so that makes it easy. So now we're going to take a look at the X receiver, which is 5'8", going up against a 5'10". So we press the X button, and we see that we have a height of -2. So this tells us exactly that we are 2 inches shorter than the cornerback that we're going up against. Whether we're 5'10" or 5'8" or 6'4", whatever, it doesn't matter. It's going to show you whether you're a plus or a minus and by exactly how many inches against that corner. This is big because let's say that we have a height advantage of a +4. Maybe we're 6'4" and they're 6 feet. Well, we might just want to throw that ball up deep and try to user catch. Or if we don't have that height advantage, we might want to throw a drag. Here we have a good speed advantage, but not the height advantage. So we might want to throw a drag or something like that, not try to user catch against that specific corner or whatever the type of route that it is. We want to take advantage of these ratings knowing what the head-to-head matchup is. Here, a release rating of a -10. Well, now we know that if we're going to try and throw a streak or something like that, get off the press, and they're in bump and run coverage, this isn't necessarily ideal for us. So here we take a look at B. B, again, a height of 4. So the cornerback is a 5'10", and we're 6'2". That exactly equals 4 inches, and it tells us right here on the screen. Now, the other thing that we can look at here, just to give you a better example of how specific it is and how the numbers are absolutely dead on. So we're going to look at the release rating of our wide receivers. Okay, so both of our guys are a 73 release. We go to our cornerbacks. Now we don't want to look at release for cornerbacks. What we want to look at is press coverage. So one of them is an 82 and the other one is an 83. So that should equal one of our receivers being a -9 and the other receiver being a -10 against those specific cornerbacks. So let's press X. We see a release of a -10. And for B, we see a release of -9.